On Wednesday, Parliament descended into chaos after a brawl broke out between MPs opposed to the removal of the presidential age limit, and security officials called in to kick them out of the House. The 25 MPs were ordered out of Parliament after being suspended for another altercation in the House the day before. Now, General Eli Tumwine, who has been in Parliament for 31 years, says the events that transpired on Tuesday and Wednesday were regrettable and uncalled for.
Can our country go that far? Can our Parliament go that far? So during the NRC, even if you disagreed, whatever was carried would be carried and would be agreed and implemented. When we went to multipartyism, then we started seeing people arguing for the sake because of arguing. And it continued growing.
General Tumwine says that he had tried unsuccessfully to talk to mostly opposition MPs to ensure that their grievances could be settled in an amicable manner.
As early as that, and as I said in Parliament, I said the day before, on that day, the Tuesday, before even Wednesday, I spent a lot of time talking to each of them and trying to tell them, is this a do or die thing? Is this the end of Parliament? If this motion is passed through, I mean, if Magezi puts his request for leave.
However, Tumwine concedes that the issues surrounding the suspension and eviction of the MPs could have been handled differently.
The Speaker is saying, and they don't agree with him, or her ruling, or his ruling, they stand up in big numbers if there are many, or whatever number. Then, if the Speaker maintains or her or his ground, the worst at worst, you walk out. The Constitution of Uganda, when it was being made, because we must look from the history, bring things as they have been.
Tumwine, who defends the use of external agents to evict the suspended MPs, says the Sergeant-at-Arms was overwhelmed and he needed reinforcements.
Sergeant-at-Arms has his team, which is supported by the VVIP protection unit. And should if he needed more reinforcement from any security organ, he's free to request for it. But the VVIP protection, you will see if you saw the risk at which they were going to pour out members out by force, because it was no longer voluntary, it was no longer by honorable member, it was no longer respectful. It had gone mayhem, it had become a riot with dangerous weapons.
On the age limit question, General Tumwine says nothing has been decided yet and there is still room for discussion and debate.
My standard view is that any matter that people want to talk about is open and subject for discussion. Toji Kwatako is against the Constitution.
However, the veteran soldier and lawmaker had no kind words for the media, which he accused of constantly portraying the country in a negative light.
But we better start having face-to-face discussions with the young people, with the old people, with everybody in our communities, to discuss where we are taking our country. Everyone saying, I can do what I like, and display it and throw it to the media and show whatever I like. That's why there are limitations and controls. In many countries, they put media controls.
General Tumwine is one of the original members of the National Resistance Movement that propelled President Yoweri Museveni into power in 1986. He has held many positions in the army and government, and he has also continuously represented the UPDF in Parliament since 1986. Maurice Ochol, NTV at Parliament.